Hey everybody, I'm Kristen Cannon with the Traveling Cannonball. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Before I went to India, I had somebody say to me, I'm afraid to go to India. And I was like, afraid? Why are you afraid? And this person said, I don't like curry and I'm afraid I won't have anything to eat. And I'm like, surely you'll have food to eat. And they were like, well, I'm afraid anyway. I'm like, you know what? I've got an idea. After I go to India, I'll make a video all about the food that you can eat in India that's not curry. If you haven't watched my recent videos all about India, I will put the playlist here. I highly recommend it. There's some great videos, including a 3-part series on a wedding that I went to. And you'll notice even in that video, there are some curries at the wedding, but there were some non-curry foods in there. So what we're going to do in today's video is I'm going to talk to you as I show you the pictures. So let's get started. So I spent most of my time in Trichy in Tamil Nadu, and this is because that was where the wedding I was attending was, and they provided at my hotel, which by the way was the Courtyard by Marriott, a amazing complimentary breakfast buffet. It had everything you've ever seen in an American buffet, like pastries, toast, yogurt, although they had a lot of Indian variety in their yogurt. They had Nutella and jams. They had eggs made to order, including an omelet bar, pancakes, hash browns, smiley potatoes, fresh fruit. They also had things like salad bars and hummus, cheese and crackers that were out all day. They had them at lunch and dinner, but they were also available at breakfast. They had a whole slew of different Indian curries, biryanis, other things that I honestly don't know what they are. Lots and lots of choices. Not a problem in the world avoiding the curries. They also had a made-to-order dosa bar. Now, I found the dosa very interesting because, one, the Indian family that I spent a lot of time with, a number of them ordered dosas as their dinner. And two, there were different types of dosas. I saw this when they were ordering at dinner. And I'm guessing just like you could have the eggs done different ways or different things on your omelet, that you also had choices with the dosa. However, I was unfamiliar with it all, so I just asked them to make me something, and they did, and then they brought it to your table. Here is a picture of some snacks on a roadside stand that the driver stopped at. And then this is a typical Indian street food that I actually had for the first time when I took a food tour in Sydney. We went to all different kinds of Indian food, part of why I knew there'd be lots of things beside curry. And they are often filled with spicy food. We got the yogurt fillings because the family was concerned about it being too spicy for the foreign guests. I have a crazy high spice tolerance, but most Americans do not. And then this was an interesting snack that we bought at a interesting place. The place is called Orville, and they say that they're not religious, but I would actually say that it's a cult, and there's going to be a whole video on that later. So it's very fascinating. It's probably not going to be immediate. It's probably going to be in a few weeks because I think I'm going to do a video on the balloon fiesta in Albuquerque first. So this is mango, but the interesting thing with this mango is I would not have called the mango ripe. Well, there's some cucumber too, but I'm talking about the mango. And the Indian friend that was with me appears to have eaten the rind. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know I had one bite, one slice, and I ate it out of the rind and then was looking for some place to dispose of the rind, and I didn't see him looking for anything. And then also when we were at this Orville, we stopped and had food at an outdoor cafe, and there were, I don't think there were any curries. It was kind of like a snack type place as far as food. So this was a chicken sandwich that one of my friends had, and then I had what they would call a chicken burger. It was not quite what I was expecting. You can see it looks almost more like a falafel. That was chicken, and it was in like a patty, but it had a lot of different things, spices and other things mixed in. So kind of like they took ground chicken and then mixed a whole bunch of things into it. It was quite delicious. It just wasn't quite what I was expecting. And then another dish, this was at another hotel, but this was another chicken type sandwich, a chicken wrap. And then here is an eggplant dish that I had. Like I said earlier, they do absolutely amazing things with vegetables, and this was fantastic. When we were in Pondicherry, which is on the ocean, one night I decided that I needed to have fish and chips because we were at the ocean and seafood was definitely the recommendation. So you can see there's fish, chips, tartar sauce. So pretty standard fare. Obviously, this is not typical Indian food. This is more of British food. But remember, India was a British colony, but they also had other foreign foods. Another day, we had bulgogi, which is a Korean dish. It was very Indianized, and I had a fried rice. And having lived in China for a number of years, I can tell you it was like no fried rice I'd ever had before in China or in the United States. But it is to be expected that the food in India is going to be Indianized, just like in the United States, we Americanize the different cuisines for more of an American palate. Now, this one, if you watched my part one on the wedding I went to, you've actually already seen this picture. But I included this picture because this is an example of homemade food. And so this is from the bridal shower of the wedding. And there is a curry in this picture, but there's other foods as well. So they made a pizza, as you can see. That was actually more aimed at the foreign guests. You can get pizza in India at restaurants. You can also get pastas. I don't have any pictures of any pastas because I don't like pasta. But a friend of mine, she got fettuccine Alfredo and spaghetti quite frequently. Then the white mesh looking thing, those are actually rice noodles. And you're supposed to eat that with the curry that's in the little cup. And then there's a chutney, that's the red. And then a pulao, which is made from rice. And then I'd already started eating some of this. So there's just a little bit of the raita left before I was like, oh, I need to take a picture. That's the yogurt based. And then there were also vegetables. And then here is a picture of the food from the wedding. If you saw part 3, you've actually already seen this, and you know that, yes, this was served on a banana leaf for the plate. They did serve fish fingers with this, but I did not manage to get a picture with the fish fingers. My fish fingers came out a little bit later, and I'd already started eating, and so there wasn't any picture. Up at the top are 2 types of curry. There's a meat curry and a vegetarian curry, or in India they would say a veg and a non-veg curry. But then you see there's rice, there's biryani, which is also a rice, there's more raita, like I said, there were fish fingers, and then up in that brown cup is some sort of porridge. So you can see even at the most Indian of Indian events, an Indian wedding, there is still non-curry options if you do not like curry. Then, of course, there's also the fast food option. Now, I don't go for the fast food option very often. Matter of fact, the 2 pictures you're going to see here of fast food are from airports. So here is KFC in Bangalore or Bangalore, where I stopped on my way to Trichy. And I ordered a chicken burger. And you can't see that it's a chicken burger, but I can assure you it's a chicken burger, or in the States, we would call it a chicken sandwich. And the interesting thing about this chicken burger was they asked me if I wanted it with cheese. I said no, but apparently cheese on their chicken burgers is quite common. I really only wanted the sandwich, but I was so tired. I had been traveling for I don't even know how many hours. It was Monday afternoon. I had left home on Sunday evening, and I was still traveling, and I didn't want to have to try to figure out how to order just a sandwich. I just went with a number off of the menu and said, hey, that's what I'm going to do. And so you can see that my combo meal came with a small French fry, but it also came with 2 chicken wings, a lava cake, that is the brown, and a small drink. Now, I don't usually drink carbonated beverages, so it was a little bit of a waste on me. And then as I was leaving India, I ate at the McDonald's in Mumbai. And so here is a photo of my meal there. For my drink, I did choose the water. In the KFC, I ordered at the counter, but McDonald's in most foreign countries have a kiosk. And so it's really nice because in China, when I don't speak Chinese, actually I do speak Chinese, but it's still easier. I can order in English. In Morocco, it was fantastic because I do not speak Arabic or French, and so I could order in English at the kiosk. In India, English is an official language, so that one's not an issue, but I can still go through and make the choices and not feel rushed and put in any substitutions that I want or any of those things. And so in this case, I was able to choose water as my drink, unlike at KFC. Now, the McDonald's did not have any beef products. I did run across beef in South India. Most of the vegetarians, or the Hindus, really, I guess I should say, are in the north. And so I had, for example, a Kerala beef curry that was absolutely fantastic. I mentioned the bulgogi. That's actually a beef dish. But in Mumbai, at least, the McDonald's did not have any beef products. And so this is the Indian version of a Big Mac. This is the Maharaja Mac. I did not make up that name. That really is the name. And it's made with chicken. So as you can see, the food in India runs the whole gamut. You can get Indian food itself that is not a curry, although curries are super common. You can also get fast food, foreign food, all kinds of things. And so do not be afraid to go to India just because you don't like curry. There are lots of options available.